Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Think or Swim. Today, we're going to talk about intraday trading. It's one of the things that a lot of the members within the Discord server do, and one of them actually approached me to create a script within Think or Swim that would allow them to take trades intraday where it would automatically determine the 10% gain or loss after you submitted the amount of shares that you wanted to buy or sell. And it's a very simple formula, and it's one that I'll share here in the Discord server. And this script basically is going to help you do a couple of things. First of all, it's going to help you define your risk reward immediately. Second of all, it's designed to help members not tap out of the trade. You already defined what you want for risk reward, and you can move these back and forth, and I'm going to demonstrate that within on demand. But basically, it's so important that you have a risk reward or a stop loss unless you have a different strategy. But for most intraday traders, you know, they do one of two things. They either use a small frame that they're not comfortable with, 1 minute, 3 minute, or they have too big of a time frame during the chop, which, I'll be the first one to tell you, the market's been pretty choppy. And if you're really, really good and fast at trading intraday, and you can really benefit from this. And for those of you who are new, I highly recommend that you follow Sylvia because she is lightning fast as far as how to do this intraday. And she can share her strategy if she'd like. I'm going to show you my strategy. So when the market chops back and forth, I like to use a 26-minute intraday chart because it gives me enough time to react and not overreact. So what do I mean by that? Well, if we take this down right here, and I'm going to flip this to my risk reward template here for the charts for 26 days, you can see right here that I have certain positions that I can play with. Now, if we want to practice with this, we can go here to on demand. And on demand is just a wonderful, wonderful tool that allows us to go back in a period of time and test our process. So here's the deal. On the 130 here, which is represented up top here for SPXL, TQQ, TNA, and UDOW, you can see right now that we have a 322 reversal back up, and our target, if you're a stratter, would be the top of this candle. And that's what this trade represents below here. This is a 26-minute chart right there for 5 days, and we are trying to trade this back up. Now, will it work? I don't know. It worked on this one when we tested it. If we want to speed this up, we can do the fast forward 3x here in the upper right hand corner. I like to do this because when I'm back testing a strategy, I like to move it 3 times faster. It's kind of the mindset of when I was learning how to hit a baseball. You first learned how to hit off of a tee because the ball wasn't moving. And then eventually you could do that consistently, and then you would gradually increase the speed as you would get better swinging the bat. So eventually what happens is that you start to face major league pitching or some very competitive pitching, and you need to be able to adapt and to swing and to process that data coming in a lot faster. So for instance, if I knew I was going to face a guy who would throw 80 to 90 miles per hour, I wanted to take those pitches at 95 to 100 so that I would be able to adapt to all this. And this is basically what the Strat is doing here with on demand, is that we are now fast forwarding that process 3x so that we make better decisions in the moment. So if I wanted to take this trade right here, and I don't know if this one's going to work or not, but you can see how we already hit the 322 target here on the Qs. If I wanted to, if I just wanted to buy this pullback right now, I could hit buy ask because this is the quantity that I want to buy. Let's just say 5, and this auto send will automatically put that trade in and take it, and you can see immediately that it set my target 10% above and 10% below. Now, do you want to keep it at 10? That's up to you. You can definitely change this wherever you'd like to put your stop. It's just there to give you enough time to react to the trade. So if you're trading like Google, Netflix, or a bigger stock, this template is probably not going to work for you because you're not going to give yourself enough time. I would recommend that you practice with this on stocks that are like $200 or less so that you can just play around with these parameters. But here's the secret. Once you take the trade, let it play out. Let it stop you out. And that is it. That's all you need to do in order to help check your emotions at the door. One of the people that I have a lot of respect for said that the best way to overcome fear is to participate. And that is sometimes for some of you, it might be one share at a time. It might be one share at a time. And that guy, by the way, is Mark Douglas. And for those of you who have never taken the time to watch the YouTube videos, Trading in the Zone, there's 4 parts. I highly recommend that you do it. And you can skip right to the good stuff, which is the 4th chapter or the 4th video. And I think it's like an hour in where he talks about this sample set. But that's it. You're just going to let this play out. If you want, you can even fast forward this with on demand before we leave, and we can see how many of these actually worked and how many of these failed. And you can just do it one step at a time like this with on demand, or let's just say you just want to get to the end of the day and find out if it worked or not. Let's just go right here to 1459, and just like that, you can see that we're still in this trade. And if you want, you can go into the next day and see if we get paid or not. This is what I mean by letting it play out. You just gotta let the bloody thing play out. And let's just see what happens here. Let's see if we get stopped out or if it runs the target here. And it's buffering. This is one of the things about on demand. I mean, it's got to pull all this data back. And you can see that as of right now, it looks like this trade might work or not work. But look at UDOW here. This one is actually getting very, very close to target. That's it. If you have any questions and if you need help loading the script, please let me know. Till then, if you haven't, subscribe to the channel and click on like. Talk to you then.